Hi everybody, and welcome to the only portfolio you need. My name is DJ and I'm a former prop trader and now just trading from my home base. So this is the market update, 31st of May, the last day of May, and there has been some movements in the markets over the last week or so, and I think now is a perfect time to just take a look at what has happened and just look at the resistance and the support areas and so on. And also I'm going to go into some trades that I have done and some trades that are ongoing that I've already showed on this channel. So let's go right ahead. So I'm going to start with the Bitcoin chart. So this is the 3-day chart. I like the 3-day chart because it gives me a better overview on the asset. And as you see, I have there it is. As you see, I have made this long-term channel starting from April the 13th and actually going all the way down, and we have seen that it has touched one about this area. Could maybe be some, but we have one here, one here, one here, and one here as well. So if we also look at the downwards trend line crossed or confluenced with the upward trend line back from, so this is the long term. This was all the way back from the 13th of March. And also we touched a very big support area at 28.6. So all these things just made for a very good support area. So if we go a bit closer, we saw that I talked about getting chopped out here. I went long here, got out here, went long, and I actually got a bit chopped out. So I changed my strategy. So I would like use this long-term trend line with this trend line as well. These two long trend as kind of support areas. So I just changed my whole setup and widened my stop loss. And now we are seeing that we can start to trust the indicators, and I made another initial buy at 29,240, and it's now just going up. So we're still looking at these long-term targets. So I'll go to the daily. So we have target 1 would be like 33 still, 34.4, and then all the way up to this area. If we do look at the long-term channel, if we just widen it a bit, we could actually see that this could potentially, if history is any indication, we could actually see maybe the 39, the 43.5, or it depends on when it touched this area. So this would be a very important area. Do we break the resistance line, or do we go down again? And so that is the question. That is the big question, and we have to see when we get there how it will react. So when I say we will get there, it's because I am still confident in my initial trade that I am looking at this area for the first major area where I will take some cash off the table. We are getting on the 4-hour a bit oversold, but that doesn't mean that we have to go down. That just means that it's probably taking a breather, and we are probably seeing some pullback. So don't take your stop losses too narrow, too close, because you will get stopped out. So that's the Bitcoin. the Solana, I also added Solana in this area. I think it was like the 40 something, like around here I added, and I am still in the trade. I am still thinking about being long term. I have some Solana long term, but if the market pukes again, I'm out of here. All right, so this is still just a pretty short lived trade. So this is just, I'm just following the trend. Ethereum is looking quite a bit better. If we take from the, we have a trend line here as well that we can use as a support, and still I am just basically looking at what Bitcoin does. I looked at Rune. I bought some Rune down here. This is also looking good. I didn't buy much, and this is a long-term play, so I'm just gonna leave that aside. All right, so moving on from cryptos, I am gonna show you some indexes, and this is, I think I should probably move some resistance areas. It's probably getting too much. All right, so here we see that the S&P broke the trend line, the downwards trend line, which was very good buy opportunity. If you would have taken that, you would have made some good gains now. I guess we can see the 4100 as a pullback, a potential pullback where buyers can come in. So right now I'm pretty bullish on this on the short term. I'm still not convinced that this is the final break to the upside. This could very well be a dead cat bounce, but let's see. We just take what we can get. So this is the US 500. The Nasdaq, same picture. It broke the trend line here, and we get the support trend line on the upside that we can use. We have potential pullback to the 12,500 area to, like, yeah, I would say this area would be a pretty good pullback, and at least the 12.3 could also be a very important place to look what will happen if we go that far, because this is the trend line, and we want this trend line to just succeed. So the Dow Jones, seeing the same pattern, we broke pretty early. We could have taken this trade, perfect pullback, retest, and off we go. So also looking good, and I think the markets are gonna just take a day off today and just relaxing, because we had a very good run. If we look at the British FTSE, it has been stronger for some time, and I think that being in already, if you have used my algo, the hold EMA basically 21, I will show that later again. But if you went in here, you would have made a very good run. Also, if you had just played the trend line break, you would also have done good here. So that's the FTSE, and let's just end with the DAX. The DAX did break out a couple of times, went down, broke out a couple of times, went down, caught support. So when you have these two lines ready, you had the low here and you had the next low, you could do the support trend line where we touched 1, 2, 3 times again and off for the races. So that's the DAX. You can you see it's much more volatile than the other indexes. Let's look at the gold trade that I talked about. So I told you I was long here, and we had a perfect retest of the trend line, and we are now in the money, and I am basically just waiting for some higher prices before I change anything in my trade. I have now moved my stop loss to break even, so it's here, and I'm pretty satisfied with that trade. The gold is just hovering around this 18 area, and we should see some higher gold in my opinion, and you would have taken the trade here if you followed my algo, so at around 1820, 1830, and you would be all right. And then you would use this 21 EMA as support. So that's the gold. Let's just look at the Dixie. You see the Dixie's also now you see that we can use the support trend line, resistant trend line, sorry, and it's still working, still playing out. And as I said many times, I am looking at the 101 down to the 100 area for the Dixie dollar index. Let's look at some stocks. So this is one that I recommended and bought into, and I'm still accumulating this one. So this actually broke the trend line. So if we do see a retest of the trend line, that would be probably a great place to buy. We also have a very high volume area here. So if it do get down here again, you could add, but I'm not sure it's gonna go down here. It seems like people are buying into the ARK right now. So I'm pretty happy with that trade. We are 30% above the low. This is just like trading crypto, trading this ARK. So very happy about this. And long term, if you just go to the 5-day, you see that there's a long way to go, and we are probably going over the years. I am seeing this as a long-term play. We are gonna see much higher prices with this one. All right, so let's move on to Google. Google, as I said before, we had the 250 support, and now my algo has turned blue, but I'm not using my algo. My algo is not optimized for stock trading, so we should probably just yeah, so pretty much a good time to accumulate. I was hoping for the 2000 area, and I just I was too careful to go in. So I'm that's how it is. I missed out on this trade. The Tesla looks very good. We had a decisive break of into the channel and into the wedge, and I have to say that this looks very good. And we are looking at 840. We are now seeing a resistance area at 760. Probably looking at these two targets, this area for the next target if the market behaves. Yeah, so I would say this is a good resistance here at 890 ish for the Tesla. The Amazon, also the same picture, broke out, looking at resistance right now. If we break, we are going to test the 2600. I am pretty sure of that. The Apple, also the same picture. We had a clean break of the trend line. We are now in the trend. We did the mid trend, also broke out nicely, and we are, in my opinion, if the markets will continue, we are going to focus on the area at 150 ish, and then let's see what happens there. Nike, same picture. I have Nike, and I just think this was a good place to accumulate. So also broke the trend, and we are now at some kind of resistance, but let's see what happens here as well. There's nothing much you can do, just following. The one thing I was looking at, which I was thinking about, I'm thinking about buying this, is the Coinbase stock. So if you look again, if you look at, this is really been beaten down, and they had some problems, but they have cash and a cash flow that is so high, and they are making money. So I need to do some more analysis on this. Maybe that would be my first should I buy, analyze on this Coinbase, because it looks very cheap, and I am thinking about going in here. But as I said, I don't just go in because of something I feel. I go in because I have done my homework. So I'm going to do my homework, and then I'll get back to you on that one. So that was the market update for today, and hope you liked it. So please hit the like button and subscribe, and throw in some comments if you want me to go through some stocks, some cryptos or anything. And all right, so take care and don't go all in, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.